Hello everybody, this is Robert5. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Modern Warfare 2, so let's get started. See, about a week ago, the Call of Duty Next event happened, and they covered some of the stuff, but not all of it, so that's where I come in. See, they talked about the game a little bit, but not much, because of the fact that people wanted to see the game instead of hearing them talk about it. So what I'm going to do is start with multiplayer. See, in multiplayer, they custom made the maps to be 6v6 instead of 12v12 because of the fact that people didn't like the maps in Modern Warfare. But they also didn't like the maps in Modern Warfare because of the fact of multiple lanes. But not this time around. See, in the new maps, there are 3 lanes that have been made to be more 3-dimensional. And what I mean by that, instead of just being 3 lanes, they added second story buildings and rooftops, which make them more like old school Call of Duty and some new school Call of Duty games. So with that being said, here are the maps. Valderas Museum and Mercado Las Almas, which I don't know if I said that correctly or not, so don't quote me. But with that said, here is the final map, Farm 18. And just seeing people play Farm 18 reminds me of Fallen from MW3 and Skid Row from MW2, with the overall look being Fallen, with a little bit of it being Skid Row, like this, for example. But now with that out the way, let's talk about the new modes of multiplayer, with one being Knockout and the other being third person. See, Knockout is a mode where 2 teams run to the center of the map in order to grab a bag of cash, and whoever gets it has to hold it for 60 seconds in order to win the round for their team, or they have to take out the enemy team to win. In the other mode, it is just a classic third person mode from MW2 and 3, but that is not all the modes. See, the last mode is called Prisoner Rescue, which is where one team has to defend 2 hostages or take out the enemy team. In the other, the attacking team has to capture the hostages and take them to the exfil or take out the enemy team as well. Which I know sounds a lot like Rainbow Six Siege, and that's because it basically is, just for Call of Duty. I mean, they even added a 4K camera that lets you see the enemy in the drill charge. But now, with that said, let's just go to Ground War. See, Ground War is making its return, but not in the way you remember it. See, they have the normal Ground War and a new one called Invasion, with Ground War just being a PvP mode and the new one being PvP and PvE, and both of these are set in Warzone 2.0 as new 32v32 maps called Battle Maps, which I don't know if that means you can select the maps or not, we just have to see. But now, let's go to the new mode that they didn't talk too much about, which is called Raids. Raids is a mode where 3 players try to survive, but that's all we know at this point. So let's just move forward with Spec Ops. See, Spec Ops is another mode that they didn't talk too much about, but it is a 2-player mode instead of 4 players, and it is set in Warzone 2.0 as well. But now, speaking of Warzone, here are the locations. With one of them being Quarry and Terminal. But not just that. In the new Warzone, the zone split into multiple circles and reconvert into one circle at the end. But there's also strongholds with enemy AI, as well as a new gulag where it is 2v2 and you have to kill the enemy and collect keys to win. But there is also swimming and new movements, as well as new vehicles and aircraft, like this one that you can get in the back of, and I don't know if this is supposed to happen or not, But if you jump out of it in midair, it just floats there, so yeah. But lastly, when it comes to Warzone, I just want to talk about a new mode for Warzone called DMZ, which is a loot and survive game mode, which is like Escape from Tarkov. But how much is it like Escape from Tarkov? I don't know. We just have to wait and see. But now with that all finally out the way, let's talk about the new Gunsmith 2.0. So in the new Gunsmith, you can select different weapon platforms by changing the receiver to the platform that you want to use, like the M4 or the M16 platform. But now with that over, the last thing I like to say is, I think they're making the game more like old school Call of Duty, which is good in a lot of ways. From them making the maps more like old ones, to them removing slide cancelling and adding back dolphin diving. But that's just my opinion. So let me know yours in the comments below. And as always, that's it for the video. So thanks for watching. I hope all of you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later.